Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. If you are a grade 6 through 8 spelling bee competitor gearing up for the big stage, you are in the exact right place. Just imagine we're stepping right through the doors of the prestigious Crystal Reef Championship Academy. I'm going to be your guide today alongside your very enthusiastic head coach, Luna the beluga whale. Now, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed just staring down a massive, intimidating word on stage, well, don't worry. Today, we're taking your skills from basic rote memorization all the way to champion-level root decoding.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our training schedule for today. Mastering patterns, spelling bee alerts, root battles, the morphology challenge, and finally, a word detective quiz. These are 5 high-energy modules designed to totally transform your competitive edge.
All right, let's kick things off with Module 1, Mastering Aqua Spelling Patterns.
Stepping right into the glowing crystal pattern hall, we're meeting up with our tactical coach, Pearl the manta ray. And she wants to establish an absolutely fundamental rule, something every elite speller knows. When you see the root AQUA, or honestly any of its variations, the core meaning is always, without fail, water. It seriously doesn't matter what prefix gets slapped on the front or what suffix gets tacked onto the end. If that root is in the word, water is hiding somewhere in the definition.
Now, Pearl is a total master at detecting patterns, and she points out the 4 major variants you're actually going to encounter on stage. First up, we've got the classic aqua, like an aquarium. Pretty straightforward, right? Then we have aqui. Now watch out for this one. It's pronounced aqui, which catches a ton of students off guard, and it almost always signals a science word. Next up is aqui, like an aquifer, which usually pops up right before another root. And finally, aquid, as in aquatic, mostly used when describing things related to water. Spotting these 4 distinct shapes is really your first big step to mastery.
Moving right along to Module 2, Avoiding Spelling Bee Alerts.
Welcome to the Spelling Bee Alert Control Room. Here, another one of our tactical coaches, Jet the Swordfish, is racing over to warn us about a massive, competitive trap. Imagine the judges ask you to spell aqueous. So many students hear that ES sound and immediately try to spell it AQUIOUS. Jet tells us this is a trap that eliminates countless competitors every single year. The actual correct spelling is AQUEOUS. Why? Because it comes directly from the Latin word aqueous, meaning it combines our variant aquae with the OUS ending, which means full of. Remember that little fact and you will completely bust that dreaded aqueous mistake.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next major hurdle, the word aquifer. When you hear that really heavy sound at the end of the word, your brain might tempt you to double the R. Don't do it. Seriously, competitors just have to remember that aquifer only has one R. It's AQUIFER.
But hey, spelling isn't the only trap out there. Definitions can absolutely trip you up in the vocabulary rounds too. So let's quickly compare aquatic versus aqueous. They don't mean the exact same thing. Aquatic means living or growing in water. Think of a duck swimming happily in a pond. Aqueous, on the other hand, means containing water or made of water, like a chemistry beaker filled with an aqueous solution. Keep that duck and that beaker completely separate in your mind, and you will never confuse those 2 definitions.
Next up, Module 3, Root Battles and Comparisons.
Welcome to the underwater stadium we call the Root Battle Arena. In this corner, we've got the Latin heavy hitter, aqua, giving us words like aquarium and aqueduct. And over in the other corner, the Greek champion, hydra, giving us words like hydrate and hydrogenize. Now, both of these heavyweights mean exactly the same thing, water. The crucial memory tip here for your next competition is their origin. Aqua is your Latin water, and hydra is your Greek water. Just knowing that language of origin often unlocks the entire correct spelling pathway in your brain.
Let's look at some other, more subtle matchups. So, aqua means water in a general sense. But compare that to mar. Mar specifically means the sea or ocean, giving us words like marine or submarine. And what about flu? Well, flu, like in fluid or influence, means to flow. Water can flow, sure, but flu emphasizes the movement itself, not the water. Understanding these tiny, subtle distinctions is exactly what separates the novices from the national champions.
All right, we are on to Module 4, the Ultimate Morphology Challenge.
Swimming right into the morphology puzzle temple, Spike the seahorse has this foolproof 5-step champion method for decoding pretty much any massive word you encounter on stage. Step 1, find the root. Step 2, remember that it means water. Step 3, identify the prefix at the start.
Step 4, identify the suffix at the end. And Step 5, build the meaning from those literal pieces. It's really not magic, it's architecture. You're just putting the blocks together.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how beautifully Spike's method works in practice. Take the word subaqueous. We just break it down. SUB means under, AQ means water, and OUS means relating to. The literal meaning? Underwater. The modern dictionary meaning? Located beneath water. Simple. What about aquiferous? Aqu is water, ferous means bearing or carrying. Put it together and you get water-bearing. By breaking these giant words down into their literal parts, the modern meanings just reveal themselves effortlessly.
Of course, trying to remember all these random word parts during a super stressful competition definitely requires some vivid mental imagery. Luckily, Coral the jellyfish has some glowing memory tricks for us to make sure these stick forever. To remember that fer means to carry an aquifer, just imagine a little underground camel carrying water. For aqueduct, where duct means to lead, picture a really busy Roman beaver leading a stream of water. And for aquanaut, where naut means sailor, just picture a fully suited astronaut exploring the ocean floor. Honestly, make the images weird, make them absurd, and they will stick.
And finally, Module 5, Word Detective Interactive Quiz.
It is time to plunge into the mystery reef cave with our final tactical coach, Nimbus the Narwhal, to test these new skills with some active recall. Your first challenge is the word nonaqueous. I challenge you to use your new knowledge right now. You see the prefix non. You see the root aquae. Put those puzzle pieces together in your head. What do you think the literal meaning is before I reveal it? Take a quick second.
And let's open that glowing treasure chest. Non-aqueous means containing no water. If you used NON for not, aqua for water, and OUS for full of, you absolutely nailed it. Fantastic job connecting the morphology there.
Okay, let's try one more intense challenge. The word is aquaponics. Now this one is definitely trickier. I'll give you a quick hint. Think about Coral the jellyfish's vivid imagery and picture fish and plants actively helping each other out. Got a guess?
The answer is a water-based fish and plant growing system. So, the crucial point is this. Relying on root patterns like aqua is far safer and honestly so much more effective than pure brute force memorization. You can deduce the meaning of a word even if you have literally never studied it before.
As we enter the ancient Pearl Hall of Champions, let's do a quick recap. You now know the major variants: AQA, AQE, AQI, and AQUT. You know they all fundamentally mean water. And you've seen firsthand how they form the backbone of crucial vocabulary words like aquaculture, aquamarine, aqueducts, and aquifers. Before we wrap up this explainer, our head coach Luna the Beluga has one ultimate champion rule to leave you with. Listen closely. When you see aqua, ask, where is the water hiding? If you can answer that question, you are officially thinking like a championship speller. You have officially transitioned from an amateur memorizer to a master root decoder.
Well, you've conquered the Crystal Reef today, but trust me, this is just the beginning of your vocabulary journey. Now that you possess the power of aqua, what other secret roots are hiding in plain sight in the words you use every single day? I challenge you to take these morphology skills and use them on the rest of your spelling bee list. Keep hunting for those patterns, and I will see you in the next explainer.